Good morning, Cameroon. Good morning, Africa, and good morning, the world over. Welcome to join us. We are live this afternoon from the Obili neighborhood in Yaoundé, Cameroon, the capital city. In our business lot today, we shall be welcoming a young man who is so daring, a young man with an ambition, a young man with a vision, a young man who has a mission, a young man who has decided to challenge the status quo, a young man though coming from very difficult terrain for businesses to flourish. Young industries really have to strive hard. And do we have to talk about limited or no capital for startup businesses? Oh yeah, that is really the challenge facing to start up businesses in Cameroon, Africa. It's really challenging. The tax systems, the institutions, the regulations, the law does not in a way greatly encourage young infant industries to blossom. And so it has really been a challenge, but the young Thierry has decided to break through the storms and to do business as unusual. So let's get to discover Thierry and business, how he's been doing it, what's his secret, the strategies that really work in a difficult terrain like ours. Discover Thierry's techniques.
Hello everyone, good afternoon, fellow viewers. I would like to share my experience as far as selling along the street, especially selling here at Chapelle is concerned. I want to let you know that starting really small is not easy, especially starting small and selling along the street. I've been selling along the street for the past 2 years now, and it's been a very, very challenging one. Challenging in the sense that there are moments where the police force will come and arrest me. Actually, I've been locked up by the police 4 good times just for selling by the street. And I want to let you know that I didn't give up. I kept selling, and I'm very certain that in a year or two, in a year or 2 years time, I won't be on the street anymore. It's been quite challenging, it's been quite difficult. There are moments that a car will pass by and just knock down your things. I remember one time that a car passed by, knocked down my things. The man got out of his car and gave me a very, very nice slap, entered his car and left while my things were scattered everywhere. I had to bend down and pick them one after the other and put them. It's very, very challenging selling along the street, especially here. I've had the council come around and send me away, but where will I go to? How do I build up a future? I must be bold, I must be courageous to forge ahead in life. And so no matter the challenges that took place, I never gave up. I kept moving on. No matter the challenges, even when I started holding things on my hands till when I had a wheelbarrow, it was quite challenging, and it's been challenging. And I trust God that I will go over it.
Now, on a normal day here at Chapelle, how much do you really make as gains from the sales you make?
All right. Actually, before this coronavirus, I could sell 50,000 francs a day, and when business is challenging, I could sell 30,000 francs. But given that this coronavirus has come around and things have really become tough, I mean like difficult, it's true there are days that if I've really sold, I sell 35,000, 30,000, but at least 20,000. Yeah, those are my sales, and well, I never go back with less than 5,000 francs a day. There are days I go back with 10,000, days I go back with 15,000, but the minimum is 5,000 francs.
Do you ever for once regret doing what you're doing?
I will say I will never for a second regret doing what I'm doing, because I want to assure you that I have several things I've gained from this. There is no dress if I want to buy in the market I won't buy. There is no shoe if I want to buy, I won't buy. I sponsor 4 of my younger people in school through this. So why should I regret? And by the way, I eat what I want to eat. I rent the kind of room I want to rent. I'm fine and I'm progressing from a wheelbarrow to a truck, from a truck to 2 trucks, from 2 trucks to 4 trucks. Why should I regret? I have a vision and I'll never regret doing what I'm doing.
Now, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
All right, I have a vision. I have a vision. I have a goal. I have objectives. In the next 5 years, I've actually written it down. I have plans of having supermarkets all over Cameroon, not just in Yaoundé, not just in the 10 regions of Cameroon. Why not Africa? Why not the world at large? That's the bigger picture. But in the next 5 years, I assure you, I should be able to establish at least 3 supermarkets in different regions of Cameroon.
And what are you actually retailing here?
I sell lots of things. You know, at the beginning like this, you need to be able to get into several things to know what really is profitable, what really is the customer's choice. So right away, I sell things like caps, like socks, like dresses. I sell things like beadings, like toothpaste, like toothbrush, and purses, and many other things. And I also sell slippers. Yeah, okay. All of those. Okay. I'm called Foppa Thiery, also known as T-Boy the Motivator. I'm from the west region of Cameroon, precisely from Buda. And in life, I'm an entrepreneur, a business coach, an evangelist, a worship minister, and a motivational speaker. I think that's who I am.
Thank you for honoring our invitation today and for answering present. We shall be talking about some key things. I think some days back we were in the field and we discovered what you actually do. And that gives us a certain kind of feeling that we talk to the people who are doing it than go to talk to people who sit in offices and who say things they never do. And so we are really glad to have you here today. Taking out one of the things you have just talked about, let's start with business. You're a businessman. How did it all start? Who is really Thierry?
Oh wow, how did I get into business? It's quite an interesting adventure. I must say, business is something each and everyone should dream of ever doing. How did I go into business? I got into business after losing my parents, and I was in the University of Yaoundé 1, and actually I went into business. By then I never had any vision. I just went into business so that I could raise school fees to take care of my younger ones, and it was quite challenging getting into business, but I actually asked for grace from the Almighty God to grant me wisdom, because I really loved business by then. I really wanted to get into business so that I can raise some money, but I never had the finances to get into it. So I had to start looking for it, went to people, asked them to help me out so I could start doing something, and it was quite difficult because no one actually helped me with any amount to start up a business with. Even went to church, and my church was on construction, so my church could not actually help me out. But I went to my elder sister. I must say I love her very much. If I'm where I am today in business, it's thanks to her. I actually started my business with 7,000 francs.
7,000 francs.
Yeah. 7,000 francs.
And what were you able to do with the 7,000? Now we are having 7,000 francs, and this is the day you're starting your business. What did you do with 7,000?
All right, I took the 7,000 francs. I went to the market. What I did was I bought bathing gloves for 2,000 francs. I bought cotton board for 1,000 francs. I bought toothbrushes for 650 francs. I bought toilet tissue, half a packet, and I also bought foot brush. So in all, it was 7,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
And after the sales, what were you able to make as gains as per the first trial?
Okay, at the beginning, I must say starting small is very, very challenging. It's very difficult because at the beginning, it was really challenging because in a day I could sell 3,000 francs, 4,000 francs, but I must assure you that my gain was at least 1,000 or 2,000 francs.
Okay, that's per day.
Per day.
Okay. And we must know that you are into business for the past 2 years, if you're not mistaken.
Exactly.
And can you really say that you're making it in the business world?
I must say I'm making it. Why? Because I've moved from 7,000 francs to at least 1 million in 2 years. That's progress. If in 2 years you can live from 7,000 francs to 1 million and more, then it's real progress. So I'm actually progressing. Moving from holding things on my hands to a wheelbarrow, from a wheelbarrow to a truck, from a truck to 2 trucks, from 2 trucks to 4 trucks. That's improvement. Not just myself, employing others as well, and also blessing others.
So that's to say that today you're employing some persons.
Oh yeah, for real.
So how many persons are working with you?
3 of them.
So you have 3 young Cameroonians you have employed.
Yeah.
And can we know, are they university students, graduates, or what?
2 of them are into the university. One is studying geology in the university. The other one is studying geography, and one is writing the ordinary level, and another one is writing the advanced level. Yeah.
So let's know it. What has been your secret?
What has been my secret? First of all, God. Yeah. I love God. I trust God. He's been there for me. In times of challenges, I cry to Him. I seek His face. He gives me wisdom daily. He has been the greatest secret I've had. Apart from keeping God aside, one of my greatest secrets has been consistency. Not giving up, no matter the challenges that came. No matter how I failed, I kept rising. When I fall, I rise. When I fall, I rise. Also savings. Saving has also been a very big secret, and reinvesting as well. And spending less too.
Wow. Now let's come to the area of savings. How do you save?
Okay, how do I save as of now? Alright, before now, I used to keep 1,000 francs every day. Per day. Yeah, used to keep 1,000 francs per day. And as my business kept increasing, I had to join a cooperative where I started saving 2,000 francs a day. And as I talk right now, I save 5,000 francs a day.
So, can you advise somebody to endeavor to try? If he wants to grow in business, he should learn the habit of saving constantly. Is that an advice?
Any businessman who doesn't save money can easily crumble. Why am I saying so? Because business is a risk. And it's very true that sometimes those goods might get burnt, or something might happen to them. If you never saved money, then you are actually a failure. But if you save money, you can reinvest the money you save. So a businessman must reinvest, must always do plowback, must always reinvest.
Yeah.
But you must always save in cash as a businessman. It's a must.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that we have heard about business. So one of the strategies that really helped you to be where you are today is that you were constantly saving.
Yeah.
Is that all you've been doing, or any other thing? Spending less.
Spending
I would
less.
like us to maybe talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are tempted to feel that those who spend less, they are people who are greedy. People who maybe, yeah. How do you see such?
I will never advise someone earning 100,000 francs to go and rent a room of 40,000 francs. That's criminal. To your own self, yeah. I will never advise someone earning 100,000 francs to be sewing coats every month, every year for 30,000, 40,000, buying phones of 100,000 while you're earning less. It's always much more important to save, reinvest, and spend less.
So how do you spend less? Let's be practical here.
Alright, how do I spend less? It's true that I make enough money that can buy me a pair of shoes of 30,000 every month, and I'll have no problem with that. But as I speak to you, with all that the money, I have just 3 pairs of shoes. And when you look at my leg, my shoes are beautiful. It doesn't mean I must have 100 pair of shoes before knowing that I got money. I must not buy dresses all the time. No. Having 2 suits, 3 suits, it's okay for my beginning. Yeah, so I must not spend much. Some people spend in drinking, smoking. In fact, you're digging your grave. Yeah, as a business person.
So how much do you eat per day?
As of now, at most, I eat 1,200 francs.
1,200 francs.
At most.
And what is it that you eat?
In the morning, I can buy breakfast like tea, bread, and maybe 1 egg spaghetti, in a total of 500 francs.
In the afternoon?
In the afternoon, I can as well take a plate of maybe 300 francs or 400. That's rice also. And in the evening, I do the same. I buy food, maybe for 400 or 500 francs. Yeah.
But is there somebody that has really inspired you in the business world?
Many people have inspired me in the business world.
Okay, some of them.
Yeah. Let me not go to, but I have a mentor. My mentor has been a great inspiration to me.
Okay, business mentor.
Yeah, my business mentor, my mentor in business. Yeah, he's called Mr. Bawe. Yeah, he owns a very big shop in Mokolo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been of great inspiration to me, and that's why I went to him.
So when you go to talk business and mentorship, what is it that you people are chatting?
Oh, you can't make it in business without mentorship.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't go further without leaning on the shoulders of those who have been there before. Yeah, when I go to him, he gives me strategies on how to grow. He helps me manage my money. He gives me strategies on how to manage my money. He gives me strategies on how to gain customer base. He gives me lots of strategies on how to make my business grow, how to maximize growth of the business.
So just assume that you're sitting with Mr. Bawe now,
Okay.
and that now you are Mr. Bawe. The person watching there is Thierry. So give the lessons to Thierry.
All right. This is what Mr. Bawe will always say. Say, young man, in business, you must learn how to be consistent. You must learn how to accept failure. It doesn't matter how many times you fall.
Right.
As you fall, get up again, rise again. My mentor will always tell me, my boy, manage your money well. Do not spend anyhow. Don't buy shoes because you saw them, they were nice. Do you need them? Don't buy dresses because you saw them nice. Do you need them? Don't rent a house of 50,000 francs because you want to be comfortable. Do you actually need a house of 50,000 francs in this time? Learn how to flatter your customers if you want to keep them. It teaches me just a lot of things. Yeah.
So, which are some of those strategies you have really applied and you have seen them working?
Oh, yeah. The first strategy I've applied is that of consistency. Consistency in terms of time management. Yeah, it's been working. I leave my house at 6 a.m. to the market because he told me that there are some customers who will need a particular thing in the morning, and if I'm sleeping, they will obviously not have it. Business is all about meeting needs, and by the time you're sleeping and people need something and you're not around to offer it to them, you're already a fellow in business. You need to be there early. There are some people who need it late in the evening. You need to be there to offer it to them. And so it's been quite helpful. And also, in growth, as far as my growth is concerned, in fact, he just taught me a lot of things and I've applied them and they've been working. He told me a day should never pass without your business increasing, even if it's 1,000 francs. I love that one. That you must make sure your capital increases daily. You must make sure your savings increase daily. Even if it means for you to stay without eating, to see that your savings and your capital increases daily.
Wow, that should be something very sweet. Yeah. So, what particular word or words do you have for somebody who is still thinking of venturing into business?
Wow. I will say venturing into business is quite an interesting one. If you want to get into business, the first thing you do is write a business plan. I will always say that. Draft a business plan. Have a business idea. Check around, what kind of business can I get involved in? These are lessons I never had at the beginning. Try to find out what kind of business really pays, what kind of business really gives gain, and draft a business plan. Secondly, try to raise capital. Like I said, you don't need 2 million to start up a business. I started with 7,000 and I can boast of more than 1 million now for 2 years. So you can start with any amount. Any amount. Yes, I'm a living testimony. You can start with any amount. How do you raise capital? It's simple. Raising capital is very simple. You can either go to, let me shock you, you can either go to a family member, to your family members, present your business plan to them. I want to assure you, amongst 5 of them, 1 person will give you 10,000 francs. With the 10,000 francs, you can start. Go to church. Go to your church members. Go to those deacons. Go to your pastor. Present your business plan to your pastor. I am sure 1 person in church will bless you with some money. Present your business idea to them. Ask them to support you. They will obviously support you with something. And by the end of the day, you can discover that you are having 50,000, 100,000 francs. That's enough capital to start up a business. Get into that particular business. If you don't know the kind of business, contact me, Thierry, T-Boy. I will lead you into the type of business that really gives 100% gain, and you will not regret getting into it.
Have you been able to give startup capital to someone since you started your own business?
Okay, wow, that's an interesting one. I have 2 people who are now independent. They started by working with me, and at the end, I settled them. My younger brother is a testimony. I started with him, and in 2 months' time, I settled him. I gave him 100,000 francs. He started his way. He can boast of a capital of at least 500,000 now in 6 months. I know the kind of business that pays, and when you get into it, in less than no time, you're exploding. Another one, a young man who is writing his advanced level, started off with me, and at the end, in some few months, I gave him a capital as well, and he has started up his own business too. Yeah.
Everyone may be tempted to feel that you have this kind of a business mindset because you come from a particular region in Cameroon, where maybe, I don't know whether it is inborn or what.
Alright, I would like to say, I'm frank about this. Nobody was born with the gift of business. Nobody was born with the gift of business. Anybody can become a great business person, provided you follow the principles of business. There is no clan that's made for business people. If the Bamilekis were the greatest business people in Cameroon, then the Bamileke should be the richest person in Cameroon. But that's not the case.
That's not the case.
So it's not from a clan. It's about knowing what business is and getting into the right business and following the principles, and you make it in business. Yeah.